welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be discussing my plans that I have currently for employment. So as most of you know, I've had a really horrible time in the job industry for 16 years, and I am now kind of fed up and deciding to kind of do my own thing. So I started my YouTube channel, started posting to that twice a week. Been super regular with it. I started coming up with a glamping business idea. I'm still working on that. We're coming into a couple of little like hiccups and things like that, which is going to happen when you are building something like this, because these types of establishments don't just happen overnight. A lot of working pieces to it. I still need a little bit more funding. I need more investors, like a lot of things going on with that. But it is still something that I am planning and working on and am going to be doing at least over the next 2 years probably. So with those two things going on, I was like, I still need to be able to pay my bills, my daily bills. You know, like, it's just because you're working on business ideas and doing all of these great, awesome things doesn't automatically mean you're going to start making profit and you're going to start making money to be able to pay your bills. So you have to always have plan B, C, D, like plan all these things out, like how to pivot, what to do if this one doesn't work out or this one takes longer or this, you know? So my plan now is to get my real estate license because I love real estate. I love building experiences. I love design, decor, all of those things. I love construction, and I was in the industry for a long time. So I am pivoting now and getting my real estate license because I found out that Redfin, you can do showings and you get guaranteed pay for each showing. And what's really nice about this is you get to make your schedule. It's flexible. So that is exactly what I'm needing. I'm needing money now, decent money, not going and working at some restaurant or something on the side that's only going to pay me $20, if that, an hour. I need something that's actually going to pay really good wages. So that way I can cover my gas money to and from and showing all of these types of things for getting that education that I have to. I have to get a real estate license. It's quite pricey, and I need to be able to pay bills and make enough money while not working 40 or 50 hours a week. I need to be able to make at least enough money to cover my bills and basic necessities while I still can work on my other things, YouTube and glamping. And I need to have that flexibility over my schedule if I want to not work for a month or two while I go off and take care of things like build the glamping or work on managing it and doing those types of things while also simultaneously going and doing the showings of Redfin. So I found that that is the perfect thing for me. Now, few issues is I don't know if they're going to be hiring when I get my real estate license here in my area. So that's going to be something, I guess I will cross that bridge when it happens. But I can always get into real estate. I don't like working 100% commission jobs. It does not work for me at all. And so that's why I was not wanting to get into real estate and get a real estate license, even though for the last probably 10 years, people have been telling me you need to get a real estate license. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to work 100% commission. And so this allows me to maybe start getting my feet wet and at least getting into that realm, making those connections and networking, talking to people. And I know with my personality that I'm going to have repeat clients and customers and things like that because I am very knowledgeable on things and I'm very personable. So I think that if I wanted to in the future branch off and start my own brokerage or become an actual full-fledged real estate agent, then I could have maybe that foundation already built while I was making money doing the showings. So this is like all of my thoughts on what I'm thinking. Let me know if you're also on that path of finding a different type of employment for yourself, and if that is something that's more unconventional or not necessarily going to do a W-2 job or something like that. I want a job that's has more freedom and flexibility over my schedule, but still pays me a really good wage. So with Redfin, you get paid $50 per showing, and it can actually be more. But it usually takes less than an hour for a showing to even just drive there and show them around. That's less than an hour. So I think $50 per hour, even if you're 1099, you're having to pay your own taxes and you're having to pay your own gas and your own health insurance. I still think that that's a really good price point, especially for someone like me who's not wanting to work a bunch of hours. So I need something that's going to give me a lot of money per hour so that way I can still make a decent income. Oh, Molly's decided to join us. Hi, Moss. Hi, sweetie. So that's where I'm kind of at with everything. I'm just trying to plan and have these ideas. I want to buy, me and my boyfriend, I want us to buy a condo because I think that I want to start my real estate portfolio, and it's really good to have your own place. It doesn't have to be like something amazing and spectacular. It just needs to be an entry point so we can get into the market and we can start building equity in something that is ours. And this poor dog, she needs more of a house type setting. She needs a little yard, or just something where she doesn't have to see dogs and people out the window or hear them outside the door, because that really triggers her. So I've been looking, but it's so pricey. So I'm sure our monthly amount that we pay for a roof over our head is probably going to go up, which is really, really unfortunate because, you know, as you know, my income is not really there yet, and my boyfriend only makes a limited amount as well. He does not make enough to cover both of our expenses. We would have to do some insane, crazy, like, saving and things like that, and like cutting bills and stuff. So I have to find a way for me to be contributing monetarily wise, like instead of like depleting my savings account and things like that. I had to find a way to be able to pay my basic bills while I can still keep working on the things that I believe in and that I dream about, which is my YouTube channel and the glamping business. I want to be able to build glamping businesses all over the US or all over the world. I have so many amazing, spectacular ideas for how to create these spaces that are just so unheard of and unknown that no one would have seen out there in the world. I want to create something that's so unique, like Disney World, like how he thought of that place. Like, that doesn't necessarily have to be that big, but I'm just saying, just something that's just that really cool and magical. I'm all about that. That's what I want to build. That is my, like, superpower, I feel, is that I just see things differently. I see them more from a childlike perspective, I think. Or maybe it's because I have ADHD, so my brain just thinks differently, so I just feel like that I'm just weird and different from everyone that I meet usually. But I think that that is where I'm at. And that's why some people, they say like Elon Musk is like, he's such a cool and like different and unique person. I'm sure he is. But I feel like that out in this world, there are so many people probably like him. There are so many people with those innovative ideas and things. They just don't have the money or the power or the manpower to actually keep trying and testing and doing the ideas that they have in their mind. Like, if I had millions and billions of dollars at my disposal, what kind of empire could I create? What kind of things would my mind, I would be able to actually allow myself to really like dream, and my dreams would actually be able to be funded and tried. And I don't think that it would be much different from what he's doing. But a lot of people are like, oh, well, you just need to go start a company then. Yeah, easier said than done. A lot of businesses fail. Like, just because you have all these great and awesome, amazing and cool ideas does not mean you're gonna be able to find funding for it, and it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. Like, there's a lot more to it than just that. Like, it's, you know, you have to have so many processes in place. You have to have the right people that are able to run the company and make sure that it is profitable and does not go under. Like, you have to be so well spoken to be able to get people to rally around you, to buy into your dream, your ideas, you as a person. There is so much to this. It's like, it's crazy. And you have to have business partners that kind of can balance everything out. So if you are not good at one thing, they can be good at that. And what they're not good at, you're good at. It's just, it's so complicated. But you know what? I'm working on it because I definitely believe in my ideas and what I can achieve in this life. I 100% know that. Like, I spent too much time in my life just spinning my wheels, trying to do what society told me to do, trying to get a degree, trying to find a good job. In Mississippi, if you don't know, it's a state just completely impoverished, and the jobs there, number one employer there is Walmart. When was the last time Walmart paid a decent wage or allowed you to actually pursue your dreams and do the things you want? If you are living paycheck to paycheck, if you are in those types of environments like I was, it's going to be very hard for you to try to get yourself out and actually have the mental capacity and the energy to do those things that you really dream and want. And it also is hard to even get to that point in your life if you are constantly in survival mode, just running and running and running, just trying to find a crumb somewhere, something that's going to work, to pay, to just allow you to maybe just stop running and to stop being in that survival mode when your body is constantly in that flight or fight response. It's so hard for you to slow down and to actually think and to actually allow yourself to dream and actually allow yourself to put to words what it is that you really want out of your life and what it is that you really want to build and do, that's really hard. And that's what people don't understand. I keep saying, I think the US would really benefit if we had a healthy society, that's healthcare for everyone, if we had college for everyone who wants to pursue and be something, if we had a UBI so that people who want to create art and who are gifted in art, they could actually pursue that without worry, without stress of being in a tent and not being able to afford healthcare or their insulin. Like, why should we be bogged down by these types of things when we make enough money here in the US to be able to fund all of this? And we also would have a better society for it. We would have people who were allowed to actually do and pursue the things that fit them and their skills and their dreams. What could we create? It would be amazing what these people would come up with if we all collectively could just dream and create our dreams, create ideas that we have for problems, find solutions. If we all were just focused on that instead of like greed, 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 hoard, 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 this is mine, you are lesser than because you only are in poverty, you grew up in poverty, it's generational curse and cycle, you stay down there, I'm gonna stay up here with my billions, millions. If we didn't have that type of mentality, I think the US would be a much better place. It would be a better economy. It would be a happier place. We are not happy people. People in the US are not happy. We are unhealthy. We are stressed to the max. And we have so much mental illness and things going on here in the US. We have such a huge problem with that. People are anxious. People have so many deep-rooted, seated issues that are going on, and it's based on this environment that we are in. We are in this really, really toxic environment. I feel like we are almost like a social experiment. And I love social media, for sure. Like, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook literally all day long, all day. I'm on there. And but I feel like it is a social experiment. I feel like because negativity, the algorithm only favors negativity, because that's what people respond to. That negativity, which I feel like is also what a lot of the Republican Party has been banking on. They've been banking on that fear because your fear is an area of the brain where it's so primal, you can't really control it. Like, I feel like they really flipped that switch for their followers and the people that have that same ideology, that fear ideology. They're afraid, and that is just not a good place to go. It's not a good place to be raised or to live in, because your body being in fear over something preconceived, something that doesn't even happen, something that's not even happening, that's not a good way to live. Nobody wants to live in that fear, but they do. They sit there and they twist it, and they keep sending that message of fear. You know, foreigners are stealing your jobs. People who are different, they're sinful, they're evil, they're satanic. People that are different, if it's not a man and a woman together, you know, that's blasphemy. Like, it's that fear, constantly controlling, flipping for them. Fear, they're gonna take your guns away. Like, everybody wants to take your guns. Fear, they're gonna take away your religion. They're trying to have this war on Christmas. Like, fear, constant fear that, you know, this person is going to, if we allow healthcare for everyone, then you are going to have to wait a very long time. You who have health insurance and are in that realm, you are okay, you are not going to be okay. Constant fear. They don't ever look at the reality of the situation. Should I be selfish? Should I block other people who are just as deserving as I am? They're a human too. Should I block them from having health care just because I may have to wait? Then they should die. Because right now, we don't necessarily have these really long waits, which we do have waits. You know, let's just keep that in mind too. If you go see a specialist, sometimes it might be months out. So we still have waits. But just imagine the reason why a lot of places have to wait is because people are actually getting the care they need. Imagine that. Imagine that. People who can actually go to the doctor without going into permanent, lifetime, debilitating debt. they actually use it. Wow. Should that stop me from championing for it? Should I not say my neighbor deserves healthcare just like me? Just because he may actually go get that care and make me wait? I think that's an illegitimate reason to block healthcare. Wait. That's all I can say about that. So yeah, like I get so riled up over this. I talked to my boyfriend on the phone about it and things like that, and he's just like, oh my gosh, can you stop preaching at me? And he's like, you need to go find another outlet to preach. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's a good thing I have my YouTube channel, because I can preach all day long. Maybe only 30 people hear it. Maybe in the future more people will hear it. I don't know. But it feels so good for me to be able to get my thoughts and my ideas and how I am viewing these situations out into the universe. It feels nice to just project them and to get them out there. And I don't care if conservatives or people that don't like people who are compassionate and loving to each other, if they don't like that. I don't know, maybe go learn how to be a better human. Like, that's all. Do you really want to sit here and live in fear of people who are different, of people who are different, of people who are foreign or immigrant? Do you really want to sit here in fear that someone is always out to get you? You know what, with my friend with his thing comment, you'd have to go watch my other video. Him talking about the me always trying to find a boogeyman, you know, like I'm always posting about there's a boogeyman. Like, tell me about that. Like, there's no war on Christmas. Tell me, the Republicans are always out looking for a boogeyman. Like, they are always thinking, oh my God, gotta save babies. We gotta save babies while they're still in women. We gotta control the women and force them to be little baby breeders. We need to set up these phones so that people can like rat people out if they, you know, go across the state line to try to maybe have a choice over their body. And but no. But once that baby's born, that single mom who's in poverty trying to get herself out of poverty, yeah, we should cut her social programs. We should do that. She needs to figure it out. And you know what? The best line of all of that is these people that rally and champion for, you know, controlling women in the disguise of saving babies. On the same coin, they hate that. They hate that women have a choice, and they try to brainwash them to not have a choice. But on the other side of that coin, when that person does have children, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 6, 16, who cares? That woman does have all of those babies. She is being that little breeding machine that they so want. And now she's on the system because she's in poverty. She lives in poverty. Her parents were in poverty. Her grandparents were in poverty. It's a generational poverty thing. Now they're looking at her and they're like, girl, why did you have so many babies? I'm like, I am so done with you. I am so done with you. Do you not hear yourself? Do you not hear what you literally just said? I can't with you. That's why I had to move out of Mississippi, because I saw these types of situations constantly. The poor, people in poverty, they were demonized, beyond demonized. People with children, oh man, don't get them started. But it was heavily Christian. It was heavily religious. So if you did not bring a baby to term, oh my Lord, it was, hell was going to break loose. People had to be so ashamed. These women who had to make these choices and these decisions for themselves so they could maybe have a better life. That is not an easy decision. When you are put in that position, I can't even imagine the guilt that society heaps on you just because you are trying to get yourself up out of poverty. And what's really funny is that the people who were super wealthy, and religious too, they are still not carrying those babies to term. Those rich, wealthy people, they're not, but they're able to really finesse the system. They can afford to. They can afford to drive, you know, to another state to maybe get it. They can afford those things, and they want to sit there and turn their nose up at the people in poverty because they maybe have too many children, or maybe they didn't carry all those children to term. Doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. Doesn't matter which choice you make. Society's going to doom you and judge you. So you know what you need to do? You need to make whatever choice is best for you. What is going to help you and your life in your situation? That is a choice you should always make. Don't make any choices based off of what your grandma thinks, what your parents think, what your friends think, society thinks. You do you. Because at the end of the day, you are the only one responsible for where you're going in life. None of those people are going to pick up the tab for anything that happens. None of those people are going to be there to help you when things hit the fan. No. They're going to turn their back on you and leave you. So that's what I started doing. I am not living my life any longer for anyone. I am not trying to fit into society however way they want to put me. I don't want children. I'm not going to have them. I'm going to live my truth in my life how I want. I want to be able to travel this world. If I want to be loving and compassionate, and I want to be a fighter for everyone who is being bullied and abused in this world and in these jobs and in everything, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let fear, I'm not going to let criticism stop me from doing these things. You know, I've been a fighter since I was a small child. I have been a fighter. It is in my blood. I can never pass up someone being bullied and ridiculed and yelled and screamed at. I don't care if there's repercussions for me standing up and saying something, for me flying into a flight or flight response and just going ballistic, because I cannot stand to see someone be bullied. That's who I am. And you know what? I think we need more people like that. We need more people who are going to stand up for the underdog, who are going to stand up and say no more, who are going to stand up and speak their truth and talk about these things that society tries to shame or tries to blame. No, we are not doing that anymore. In 2022, we are turning over a new leaf. Everyone, we are pushing for compassion and love for everyone. I don't care where you're at in life. I don't care what's going on in your life, what has happened. I don't care if this person was able to get out and this person was not. As humans, we all just need love and compassion. That is it. Like my unhoused friend, he has been unhoused for 16 years. He would love to get housing, but there are so many barriers keeping him from getting housing and mistreatment, unfair treatment that people who already have houses don't have to go through. Do you know what really works with people who are unhoused and people who are in these traumatic and living in these types of situations? Housing them. Housing them actually works. It's cheaper and it actually works. It allows people to finally feel like maybe they're a human again. Maybe society and someone does love and care for them and want them to have a good life. It allows them to move out of these elements that they're in and to be in a space that is safe, where they can finally, after years of having to fight the entire world just to exist, they can finally sit and rest. That is the greatest gift you can give a human who is suffering. Allow them to be at peace. Give them that gift. And it's cheaper than keeping them in that trauma. It is cheaper than keeping them in a tent on the side of the road. Yet the NIMBYs don't want to vote for it. They don't care if the research shows that it's cheaper. They don't care because all they see is person not working. Person can't afford rent. Person deserves to be in a tent outside my house. They don't deserve to be inside where it's warm. They don't deserve to be next door to me because person is not working. Therefore, they get what they deserve. No, that is not how our society should think, work, and operate. That's just all I gotta say today. So yeah, I'm a little fired up today. I don't know. I think as I make more of these videos, I'm really enjoying them. I really enjoy voicing my opinion passionately and talking about these subjects that I keep encountering and just my thoughts and ideas. But I'm going to conclude this video. Just let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see all of you in the next video.